Hi everybody, it's Diane from Tattered Edges Design with another Bustober entry. This one is number 3, and I know I'm doing these out of order. Sorry. Number 3, Train. And in case you can't tell, here's what it's supposed to really look like. And he's sitting on the cowcatcher of a train, which is one of the coolest scene entrances I've ever seen. So anyway, I tweaked it a little as far as when I printed it, exposure and stuff, kind of very simply. And actually, isn't that cool just by itself? There, that's my entry. I tweaked the exposure and I glued it to poster board. I'm done. Which, you know, I could be. But anyway, no, I'm not done. And this may be a total flop. I have no idea. But my idea is to kind of psychedelic it up. And I've got a bunch of, these are old little paint pots from old craft project, you know, craft kits. And there's some neon ones in there, which I'm not even sure if they're not dried out. But yes, maybe a total failure. But anyway, of funking it up and coloring it up and Andy Warholing it up, and that's the plan. Whether it'll work or not, I don't know. It'd be fun. If I can get the pots open. Yeah, that's kind of hard. Oh no, it's coming off. Okay. Yeah, these are fairly old for paint, little paint pots. I should probably stir them up. Let's see. Gee, Diane, maybe you should open these before you turn the camera on. I didn't think of that. Okay. Actually, isn't there a blue? I thought I had a blue. No, maybe that got used up. Well, I don't think this is neon, but here's a blue. I don't know, maybe they don't make neon blue. What do I know? Alright. And yeah, my poster board's sort of warped. It was just, that's when it was in storage. Alright, so I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm not even sure if this, it should take the paint okay. But I'm not 100% sure of that. Well, I don't know. Maybe you should have thought about that before you put the camera on too. Well, what about this blue? Yeah, what about this blue? Let me try it for a sec. It's okay. I wouldn't call it neon, but it's okay. What if we did something like his hat like that? I don't want to make him screaming pink or something, but I don't know if Buster would like that. And I don't know either how careful I want to be. Do I want to make it sloppy? I don't know. Oh, it's kind of cool. And okay, here's a question for all you experts out there. What do you call this? What I'm doing? Besides, I know it's painting on a print, but I mean, do you call it, you know, as far as you know, what you're doing? How would you label this? It's not a painting. It's not a collage. It's print enhancement. I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't know how to label it. Yeah, how am I going to title this? Adding color to a print by Diane. It's called a coloring book, Diane. Wow, how advanced. It took her all this time to go from coloring book to a coloring book. Oh, maybe we want to stay off the black. Let's see if it'll come off. Yeah, I think off. course, that's a lot of black in there, though. I don't know. You guys can come along with me as she bumbles through another project. Well, I'm liking what I'm seeing. What if we do? I like pink. And actually, hot pink, kind of night neon pink, is my favorite color. And I know there's probably a lot of people out there gagging right now, but it is. What can I say? And to make it even worse, my favorite color combination is hot pink and bright orange. Yeah, Diane, you should have been a hippie. All right, well, is this starting to look like an Easter egg? It looks like kind of springy Easter colors. I know. Buster on Easter. On a train. By the way, I don't think I said this scene where this was shot is from the short film The Goat. Which actually, that's one of my favorite shorts of his. Well, it's kind of neat. This is going to be 20 minutes of watching Diane color. Apparently. I think this could use more saturation there. Brighten it up. Or it could be 20 minutes of seeing Diane's hair in the picture. Is it in? I hope not. And yeah, I was, as per usual, again, I was going to make a couple traveler's notebooks. And I started, and they were giving me trouble with kind of sewing more, but they were giving me trouble. So instead of getting mad, I just decided to step away for a little bit. So that's why I'm doing this now. I really wasn't planning on it today. All right, do we want these bolts or whatever they are a color? Yeah, but maybe we'll wait till the pink is dry. And I think we want more. In my book, you can't have too much screaming neon pink. And I'm the only one who has a book that says that. And yeah, if you know, don't think it's, 1973 like I do, you could probably do all this on the computer. And I don't know if it would be better, per se. But I don't know how to do all that. And I'm my background is this. I never got into digital art yet, at any rate. I need more hands-on type work, I think. All right, that'll be okay for now. Okay, there. What about his shirt? I don't know, yellow. And we're gonna get back into more Easter colors. Well, I've got like kind of a traditional yellow and like a electric-y yellows. Actually, I don't know if you can tell that. It almost has, to me, a hair of green. Which I don't know if that's, even just the lighting. Like Andy said. That's an Andy Griffith episode. It's the haunted house. Well, alright, let's try it. Maybe I need a smaller brush. Yeah, see, it actually is, I'm right. It looks a little green on there. Just a little. I mean, it's not green green. Let me get a smaller brush. Not green green, but it's not yellow yellow. Yeah, it definitely is not really what I would call yellow. That's in my book too. Diane's Book of Colors. Is my hair in? Okay, it's going to be 20 minutes of Diane saying, is my hair in the picture? Do we want his collar the same color? That's a good question too. Actually, I guess we want his cuffs the same, that you can just barely see here. And you know, it might be cool. I should almost print off another one. To not really, you know, color it like I'm doing, but just to splash and splatter and slob color on, that might be kind of cool too. Well, traditionally collars were white. Yeah, and pork pie hats were blue, and locomotives were pink. We'll wait with his collar, because I don't know. And what am I going to do with this stuff back here? What colors haven't we used yet? Well, orange. Let's try orange. I should get the little brush again, shouldn't I? Yes, Diane. And I'm going to do this painty toothpick over there. Okay. I don't know, do we want all this stuff orange? Or just these round things? And all you train experts are going to say they're called blah blah blah. Well, are we getting, like I said, it's sort of looking, I don't know what the word is, not really disjointed, but because everything's like a different color, do we not like that? And of course, when I say we, I guess I mean me. Let me hit these bolts with the orange, see what that does. No, I guess we don't want it on the black. I think when you knock the shadowing out, it doesn't look as good. All right, it's here. Okay, one side has it, one side doesn't. What do you like better? All right. Should we just make more of the train, the orange back in there? Of course, it could start looking like Halloween, right? But, oh, get the little brush, you dumbhead. Well, yes, today is October 1st. I don't know, this probably won't go up for a week or more, but this is October 1st. And no, I didn't remember to turn my calendar over. So I guess Bustober has officially begun now. We'll be interested to see. I don't know, like I said, you're supposed to post this stuff somehow. And I'm probably not going to do that. But if I come across other artist entries, it'll be interesting to see what people do. It is pretty cool, I think, for prompts. I've seen a lot of that in oh, tags, ATCs, that Inktober, iCAD, what people think to do. I mean, with Train, with Buster, there's all kinds of things. I would kind of guess a lot of people would take stuff from the General, which, in case you don't know, the General is actually a train. All right, do we want this bottom stuff yellow? You know what, or orange, I mean, it would have been cool to do the whole thing orange. I gotta print another one. That actually would have been kind of cool. Can you do the whole thing orange? Of course, then it probably would have looked Halloweenish. Which maybe we don't want that. And the very last prompt, which is on Halloween, naturally, is Haunted. Which I don't know if I'll do or not, but there is, he made a short called The Haunted House, which has a haunted house in it, as you may imagine. Pull stuff from that. All right. Now what about the man himself? Oh, this is part of the train. Is my hair in the picture? Maybe we'll just title this video, Is My Hair in the Picture? All right. Now I can say all right. I don't know. What do we want to do with Buster himself? Do we want to add color to his coat and pants? I suppose. Should we make it blue? Or is it too predictable? I don't hear anything. Well, maybe we'll at least make his pants blue and take it from there. Or what you can see. It's all dark in here. No, I still didn't buy a new brush either. Don't hold your breath on that. When I say I need a new brush, I'll probably continue using this one for about a year and a half. And this line here, I don't know if you can see that, but it is like a scratch in the negative is how that, what that is. And so it prints that way. Yeah, you would think by now somebody with their computer wizardry would have taken that out. You can do it by hand if you have the negative. I doubt too many people have access to that. Okay. It's okay. I don't know that I like it that much. Maybe it's good though. I mean, you know, it's just his trousers. You don't maybe want to draw that much attention. Okay. What about his hat? Looks like a little faded out now. Let's darken that up a little. And my washing machine is going, which I don't think you can hear. But if you hear something, that's what it is. All right. What about his coat, though? Do we want some kind of color on that? And if so, what? Because I'm kind of at a loss. Well, I was just going to say green because of the greeniness in the shirt, and then maybe that would give this green, more cohesiveness, or I don't know how you want to explain that. Let me do a little blob, and if I don't like it, oh, I was gonna say maybe I should get the little brush. If I don't like it, I could take it off. It's okay. I don't know what it'll look like all over. Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. I think this needs to get mixed up. That's better. I think I'm going to come in with the small brush and even out these strokes here. Oh, and you know what? I got an oven timer. It's about to go off, I think. I kind of forgot about that. Alright, you know what? I think I'll even up this green. And then I'll pause. Oh, we have his tie, too. What do you wear with a neon green jacket and blue pants? But anyway, I'll finish off this green and then pause and hopefully grab my timer before it goes off. All right. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. The timer's off, so you don't have to hear that. Definitely need color on the buttons. Can we get away with pink on those? And are some of you Buster Keaton fans saying, what are you doing to him? Don't give him these crazy colors and stuff. All right, tie. Well, could go green or blue. I don't think actually pink would be kind of cool. I don't know. Do I want to make a lot of enemies? Well, it would kind of pull that pink down. All right, don't hate me because I like pink and because I think it'll just look good. Here, I'll just do a little bit. Yeah, I'm not winning friends and influencing people with this, am I? I don't know. There might be people that think it's cool. No, Diane, you're the only one. And I still don't know what I'm going to call this business. I guess tinting, hand tinting, that's what they call it on photos. I guess we'll call it that. Neon Tinting by Diane. Yeah, actually, I do like that. And for anybody going, ugh, I'm sorry. I blobbed a little water on there. All Alright, we may revisit this when it's dry there. What do you guys think overall? Just, and not so much I hate neon colors, just in general, what's your opinion? My opinion is I hate neon colors. Now you might hear my washer. It's rinsing. Ooh, a washer update. Thanks, Diane. I wonder what our washing machine is doing now. Yeah, maybe I should speed this up with music or something, huh? No, it's too late. We all fell asleep. Yeah, you know, in person, this almost looks more like colored pencil. I think because, in my opinion, the subtle type shadowing underneath it is giving it a grainy effect. Here, I'll hold it up in a minute. And I suppose if I really laid on the paint, you wouldn't be able to see that. But I think it's kind of cool. All right. I don't know if you can tell what I'm talking about, or if you care what I'm talking about. If you look at the pink, it has a bit of a, like I said, colored pencil grainy effect because of the shadowing underneath, I think, or like in his coat sleeve. You get that? All right. What about Buster's face and hands? Do we want to leave that alone? I mean, I kind of don't, because I don't think it goes, so to speak, with the picture. But I'm going to be right back to, I have no idea what color. Blue would be okay, except I used that on his hat, so I don't know if that's not going to float. What do you guys think? I think I'd reprint it and start all over if it was me. Yeah, that's a good question. I think I'm gonna pause because I don't know. I'm gonna pause and think about that and tend to my wash, and I will be back. Okay, I'm back. I went ahead and did a little blue on his hands and face. I don't love it, but I think it's better than the white, so there. But now this leads me to his collar. It's okay, but since everything else is colored, I think it's kind of, why didn't you do his collar? It kind of looks like that. So I was kind of thinking orange. I don't know. For lack of anything else, I think that's my only choice, really. Ah, I shouldn't have shut it. So let's try that. Let's get the water off so we don't blob. Hang on, I've got noisy dogs. All right, I don't know what they're barking at. We'll try this again. It's blobby. Yeah, I think that's gonna look better. Like I said, you can't have, I didn't think, have everything colored but one component that looks like you forgot. Okay. All right. And we also have to discuss the border. So think about that. I'm going to pause and let this stuff dry because I don't want to drag a ruler over it or anything. And I will be back. Okay, I have returned. So we're on to the border. We're supposed to be thinking about a border. And I think number one, I am just going to marker right up against it because there's a little seeping there. And I did cut this with scissors, which actually is pretty darn good, but it might not be super perfect straight. So I'm going to do that first. Actually, this board isn't straight either. This was just a scrap, so I got to trim that up. Should have done that off camera too, right? I didn't think about it. Where does this end? I can't see it. I gotta get a clear ruler. Alrighty. A little white showing down here. All right. From there, well, one, I'm gonna have to add a little green up here. I had a couple thoughts. One was just make another border come out a little, maybe about 1/4 of an inch. One was make a border more out here, you know, like a, I don't know, inch and 1/4 or so, about like say the ruler width. Make a black line there. I kind of like that idea. And then I had another idea. Let me touch up this green. This other idea, I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's kind of risky. I made a little tiny snippet to try it. And no, there's no green or blue on here. But if we had, and let me trim this closer. Made a real psychedelic border with the paint. Either out or up. Are we thinking that's too much? Or does it, you know, make the Buster image, I gotta Kleenex it, you know, kind of makes sense. Like, oh, it's supposed to be psychedelic? Okay, now I get it. So what do you think? I think that's true. It would kind of like, oh. Or we could even do that out too. And I also had thought, and I mean, obviously I would try to make it a little better than this, but you know, swirly things in here, you could outline those too. Oh, that would be way too much. Or a thinner black marker outline. I think the marker's too heavy. Well, I like the thinner line better if I was going this route. Am I going this route? I don't know. I mean, it could be, like I said, make it really look, oh, okay, I get it. But is it going to be too much? Or we leave a little bit of a white border and then do that? I suppose, you know, I suppose technically I could try it, and if I hate it, I could just cut it down and mount it onto another board, right? or make it thinner. What if it was thinner? Well, narrower. Sorry. Yeah, maybe that would be okay. But do we want it up against? No, I kind of think I like a bit of a border. Let me pencil in a border. Let's see. How close do we want it? And remember that's wet, Diane. Yeah, right. Like there. And yeah, you can see I'm measuring real carefully. All right, if we left that white and then came out, I don't know, 1/4 inch is too, how wide is this when I fold it? It's like, well, it's about 3/8 of an inch, I guess. I don't know. You probably can't really tell anything with pencil lines. Well, all right, let me continue on and we'll see. Oh, my back door is, you know, haunted all of a sudden. It's windy out. I think the wind caught it. Well, I don't know, is measuring as boring as everything else I've been doing? Probably. No, it's boringer. All right, then we want a bigger border on the bottom. People don't really do that anymore. You know, years ago, you always cut a mat about a 1/2 inch bigger on the bottom. Otherwise, it's kind of an optical illusion that it's not as wide as the other ones. But people, framers don't seem like they do that anymore. At least that's been my experience. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. All right, I guess I'll try it. Like I said, if I really, really don't like it, I'll just cut it down and put it on another board. But I think it might, like I said, make it look, oh, you meant it to be psychedelic. Okay. Instead of, what is this all about? And let's see, I didn't open the blue. Let's open the blue. And I'll just use the colors that I used before. And I don't know, just swirly, psychedelic-y. I should probably put a paper down things in case I go off. And I don't think I'm going to make you watch me paint this whole border. I'm not that evil. And I suppose anyway, I'll probably like just go around with orange and then let that dry. And go around with pink and let that dry, etc., etc. I don't know, I'm just going to give anybody an idea. Actually, I might even have to go over this more than once. This white kind of showing through there. Well, tell you what, maybe I will continue on in silence and speed it up and put some music behind it, or over it, or however you phrase it, nearby it. Okay, I am either going to pause or speed this up. Okay, we're back to normal speed. At least my normal speed. So it's painted. And yes, it was tedious, and yes, it took a long time, and yes, I went over it a second time. So that looks pretty good, but I think it is going to look much better with the black. So I'm going to do a border around each side and hopefully not mess that up. Should speed this up too, right? And yes, I had to grab different paintbrushes. I don't know if you noticed in that segment. I forgot. I don't paint that much these days, and I had forgotten my little brush. That actually, I have two little brushes that are older and a little fuzzy, and as I kept grabbing those, and finally went, oh yeah, I bought a new one. So third time was the charm on that. I suppose that's what I get for keeping fuzzy brushes. But I don't know, you feel if I'm not doing something that perfect, then I can use one of those and save the good brush, right? At least that's the thought there. See, there was a thought. There's a thought in her head once in a while. No, I forgot to trim the board too. I gotta do that. All right, and yeah, I gotta touch the corners up just a minute here. Well, that looks better already. And yeah, that is bright, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yes, yes, it is. All right. Now, my thought was to, outline, if you will, the swirly things. And I think I'm still going to do that because if you can really tell, they're not that great because it's paint, and I guess because it's Diane. It's the paint and the painter. Although it's okay. But I think I'm going to be happier with it if I go around stuff. And I think I need my cheaters. I admit it. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to like that better. And I don't think we all have to watch this process, do we? You get it. All right, I'm going to do that off camera and try to remember to trim the board. Then I will be back. Okay, I'm back, and I think I'm done. It's trimmed, it's outlined. I think we're done, and I think I like it. I don't know what you guys think. So this is my psychedelic number 3 prompt train for Bustober. All right, guys, thanks for hanging in there with me, and have a great day out there.